it's Nick Walters again with Nick's Picks for my Grants of the Week. Join me as I share with you some of my favorite grants that we will focus on this week of December 20th. And before I forget it, have a Merry Christmas at the end of the week. Hey, our first one comes from the Burroughs Wellcome Fund. That's Burroughs Wellcome Pharmaceutical Company. They are trying to see how they could change some of the course of climate change's impact on healthcare. And they've got funds going for between $2,500 up to $50,000 to try to get some early stage planning and some early stage investigation going. Now, you've got to be a nonprofit organization, or you could be a degree granting institution in either the United States or in Canada. They're taking this applications on a rolling basis. And for us to all understand, a rolling basis means there is no deadline until they say that the deadline's over. So you could apply at any time during the year. They will cut this off in August of 2023. So you got plenty of time to think and to plan of what you might want to do with these funds. You can learn all about this program by going back to our website at easygrants.us. Look for that big blue button that says Nick's Picks and learn a heck of a lot more about the Burroughs Wellcome Fund of what they're trying to do for climate change and healthcare impacts. The Big Lots Foundation. If you have a Big Lots grocery store or retailer somewhere near you, the Big Lots Foundation has money set aside for healthcare, for housing, for hunger, and for education. You've got to be a tax-exempt organization. You have to have a Big Lot store in your community. Or if you also happen to be one of those communities where they have a distribution center like Columbus, Ohio, or Montgomery, Alabama, or Durant, Oklahoma, or Rancho Cucamonga, California, as Bugs Bunny used to say, then you would be probably a little more eligible because they particularly want to help those communities where their distribution centers are. So the Big Lots Foundation, all of that grant money you can learn more about by going to our website at easygrants.us. Look for that big blue button called Nick's Picks and learn a heck of a lot more about it. Now, some of the times when we are teaching our grant mining method, we talk about mega foundations, and mega foundations are those that are really, really mega large. And one of them is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is still called the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, even though there may not be a Bill and Melinda Gates. But they nonetheless have this foundation where they are really focused on larger, bigger systemic problems. And one of those are neglected tropical diseases. They've got up to $200,000 to be given to organizations, particularly those that would be focusing on sub-Saharan Africa, to think about everything from how do we intervene, what different groups might have not been able to get the care that they would like to get. What does that look like? It's about a 2-year-long program from the Gates Foundation to focus on neglected tropical diseases. But you can learn all about that by going back to our website at easygrants.us, clicking on that big blue button called Nick's Picks, and learn all about it. Now, the Klingenstein Third Generation Foundation is focused very much on ADHD and depression in children and adolescents. Unfortunately, this is an ongoing problem and it continues to grow. And they know that parents who are trying to access the right and the appropriate amount of really quality care for their children could apply for funding through the Addressing Access to Care initiative. And this is specifically for mental health services, and particularly in non-psychiatric settings. So what they're looking for up to $50,000 a year. There will be 2 grants each that they will be awarded for that. But part of it are what are the best practices that we can implement? What can we learn in a way that we can then take that information and share that back out through the community, any communities throughout the United States. So you can learn all about this particular Klingenstein Third Generation Foundation grant program back at our website at easygrants.us. Look for that big blue button called Nick's Picks and learn all about it. The Rising Tide Foundation is really focused on the freedom and practice is this particular program. They are very interested in how we can help individuals by not limiting their freedom and how they think and how they worship and how they speak, by also making sure that you are giving them a hand up and not a handout, words that have come directly from their website for that. They are accepting letters of intent, again, on a rolling basis. And so you've got until November of next year to submit a letter of intent. Let them learn more about what you are doing at the Rising Tide Foundation to see, hey, maybe they would be interested in funding some of your proposals. You can learn all about that, the Rising Tide Foundation, by going back to easygrants.us. Look for that big blue button called Nick's Picks and learn all about how you might be able to access these funds. The PADI Foundation, P-A-D-I, works with aquatic environments, helping groups learn about diving and the benefits of diving and doing diving in the right way, preserving aquatic ecosystems. They've got $12,000 in grant monies to support for various projects. You can learn, it's a very simple application. The deadline is January the 15th. If you want to learn more about the PADI Foundation and their work in research and education with aquatic environments, then go back to our website at easygrants.us. Click on that big blue button called Nick's Picks, and you'll learn all about it. And our last one for this week is from the JAMS Foundation, capital J-A-M-S, JAMS Foundation. And they have partnered up with the Association for Conflict Resolution. They've got a grant program that is due by January the 14th of this year. And what they're specifically looking for is how young people who might be in a homeless shelter, in foster care, maybe an after-school program, even a youth correctional facility, how can they begin to learn the very basic skill sets in conflict resolution? How might they find a way to communicate better so that those conflicts don't rise up and cause larger problems for them later on in their life? They've got up to $40,000 in the grants. It's a 2-year program, $40,000 year one, $20,000 in year two. You've got to have a 3-page overview project idea submitted by the 14th of January, and then there's a full proposal due by the end of May of 2022. So if that is something of interest to you and something where you would like to have that, continue to make that kind of an impact, the JAMS Foundation grant program in conjunction with the Association for Conflict Resolution. You can learn all about that back at our website at easygrants.us by clicking on that big blue button called Nick's Picks. Hey, keep doing what you're doing. And I really hope that some of these grant funds are really going to be able to empower you to do even more of it. Until next time.